Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of our brand new series where we'll be diving into some of the most important and useful extensions for AL language. This series is going to be packed with valuable content, so be sure to keep an eye on my channel for upcoming episodes. Today, we are kicking with things off by exploring an extension that's a must have for any developer, any AL developer, which is AL Object Designer. So before I dive in, I would like to tell you that this is my channel, Goms Tech Talks. So here you can find a lot of useful playlists for Business Central. And this is if you are preparing for MBA 20 certification exam, you can see this. And this is how to in Business Central. And this is a coding carnival, AL coding carnival if you wanted to be proficient with the AL coding. And this is completely a projects for AL development and functional. I'll be adding it. Okay, and this is for MBA 20 preparation, and this is for 41 days AL programming coding concept, and this is for functional consultant specifically. Okay, and if you just scroll down, you can find BC technical tutorial. This is for the technical people. So this playlist has many more playlists for Business Central developers, and the playlist for the extensions will also be added. Okay, so let's just go ahead with the content here. So in order to utilize this extension, first thing, what is the first requirement you should have is what you should have installed Visual Studio Code. Okay, that is the first one. And the second one is what you should have installed AL coding, coding installations should also be there. Okay, AL for Visual Studio Code. And the third one is what you should configure AL, like you should connect with AL and that is Visual Studio Code and the Business Central. Okay, these three things you have to do that. Okay, and once you come in, like you can see, this is Visual Studio Code, and if you want to install any extensions, you have to click here to install any extensions. So if you just click here, you can find a lot of extensions for AL. So today we'll be discussing about AL Object Designer. Okay, so once if you type AL in this extension, you can see this is the Object Designer for AL. Okay, AL Object Designer, just click here. It will ask you to install it. Okay, and ensure that you have enabled auto update, because anyhow automatically it will be updated whenever the new changes are happening. So once if you click install, your AL extension Object Designer will be installing. So why should I install AL Object Install? So AL Object Designer, if you are working or already worked with Seaside in the past, you might remember how useful the Object Designer was in the classic development environment. It provided an excellent overview of all your objects. Okay, so in our new AL, so the first thing is what AL Object Designer, which will give you the all the important objects, base objects, everything in your extension itself. Okay, so the key features are like it lists all overview of all the AL objects. Let's see that in action. So once you have installed this AL, you can see the AL Object Designer should have come here. So if you just click on that AL Object Designer, okay, so once this first feature of this is what this will list all the AL objects. Okay, and it will also help you to browse the event and subscribers, event publishers and subscribers. For those who works with the test driven development, this extension has built-in support to list all your unit tests in your workspace. Okay, and if you need to share object data or keep the records, no problem, you can export the current view, whether it's a object, events or subscriptions, directly to a CSV file. This is especially useful when you need to document or share your object structure with others. And you have the live updates and multi-folder supports as well. It has go-to definition on object search, run and object designs are there, integration with other extensions. So for few extensions, this will be the dependency. Okay, so if you want to use, we'll be discussing about AEZ, AL Dev tool, developer tool, AL test runner, CRS AL languages. So all these additional extensions, for in order to use that, you need this AL Object Designer. Okay, you can see here AL object designer is here. Okay, and now you can see that it is loading. Okay, so you can see it's a workspace and all the objects. Just scroll down, you can see all the objects available here. Okay, it's loading. If you wanted to refresh, you can use this refresh button in order to refresh your all the settings, like whatever the tables you have, everything will be loaded here. Okay, so let it load. Meanwhile, I'll just it has some custom snippets and page designers as well if you are using AZ Wizard. So imagine that you are working on a large project with hundreds of AL objects. With AL object designer, you can easily search for a table like the item ledger entry, or find the page like sales order. You can even filter down to the event publishers and the subscribers for a specific table or the page, making it incredibly easy to manage events. Whether you're copying event subscription, running objects, or browsing through the workspace, this extension significantly enhances your productivity. So here comes, like you can see all the objects types. Okay, so these are the table. If you scroll down, all every objects will be loaded, and you can see this is the Microsoft object. Okay, so here you can see who is the publisher and what is the version it has updated, what is the application, is the base application. And here you can see that name, what is the name of the table and what is the ID of the table, everything. And if you want to go ahead with the tables only, if you want to search on the table, you can use this particular filter. Just click on that, it will come up. Okay, or else if you want to go and search for it, for example, I wanted to find the item ledger. Okay, so let us just select all, and then if you type item, you can see what are the various thing which starts with item. So journal, which starts with journal. Okay, and if you want to find anything, see, in order to enable this particular button, you have to install one more extension that we'll be discussing tomorrow. Okay, if you are installing the AL object designer for the first time, you cannot see this. If you want to even if you see this, you have to install it. Okay, and here you can see events. Okay, and subscriptions, test. This is like exporting the list. Okay, this will export the list into the CSV file. Okay, so once if you click save, I am just making it into the desktop, so it will be saved. Okay, you have to give like AL object list. So if you just open this, you can see the further settings here. Okay, so if you want to lock the group, configure the editor, show the document symbol trees, like it will just show you. So all these things you can find that here, this AL object designer, which will be definitely useful for you in order to access this. Like if you want to understand whether you have the table or not, how many tables you want to use, whether the table ID, if you want to understand the table ID, who is the publisher, what is the application. You have two types of application, right? You have the base application and system application. If you wanted to go ahead with the base and the like base application and the system application, then you can just search for it. Okay, I'm just searching for system. Okay, so it is just trying to search for something different. Let me just delete it. Okay, you have two types of applications, right? We have base and system. So you can see here, these are all the base application and these are all my applications. Okay, these are all the things which I have created. Okay, that is why you are seeing all these things. So this is how you can utilize the AL object designer. So that's it for the today's episode. We have just scratched the surface of what is AL object designer can do. If you found this video useful, make sure to hit the subscribe button, okay, which you'll definitely find it useful. If you have any queries, you can schedule a call with me. I'll be happy to help you. And this is the ebook store. If you wanted to see the documentation of the project along with the source codes, you can just get it from here. This link is also there in the description. And finally, this is my blog. I'll be posting the information, all the updated information here, so you can visit this to watch it. If you wanted to join my community, like a YouTube community, where you'll have access to the exclusive videos, okay? I have already told that I have already uploaded some projects for the Business Central. These projects will be useful for those who wanted to understand how to create an extension, like basic student enrollment, complete step to analysis report, everything. So you can find almost many projects here which will be useful for the like those who are entering into the Business Central. Okay, so this is exclusively available for the members, so you can find it here. I hope you found this video useful, and tomorrow we'll be discussing about another object, like another extension which will be useful for the AL developers. If you have any queries, please leave that in the comment section. Thank you, take care, bye bye, have a great day.